Hello everyone and welcome to Chasing Adventures. And today we have TopDon TB 6000 Pro car battery charger and tester. And before we start, I want to thank TopDon for sponsoring this video by providing this TB 6000 Pro for me to test and give my unbiased review. So first, in the box, we have the TopDon TB 6000 Pro and we have alligator clamps already attached to the unit, but you can't disconnect them and connect the ring clamps for permanent installation, and just plug the charger when needed. And we also have the instruction manual. And few key notes about this unit is that it can support multiple types of batteries ranging from 6 volt to 12 volts, and it could be used with wet, gel, MF, EFB, AGM, and lithium ion battery. So let's say you have a regular wet flooded lead acid battery and you also have a lithium ion or deep cycle battery for your RV or generator, or a battery for your UTV or bike. This will charge and test all of them, so you don't need to buy a separate battery charger or tester for that individual battery. And it also has crank test and charge test as well to test out the alternator. And you can't control the unit with this single button, or it has very intuitive, easy to use app that you could connect to the unit by Bluetooth, and it will provide more information than what the screen can do. And we'll go over the app later as well. And during the past months, we took a family vacation and my Subaru Outback Wilderness has been sitting in the garage for over 2 months. And when I came back from the vacation, I found that the battery was completely drained out, so I had to use my jumper to start the car. And it seems fine now, but I did notice that my battery has lost its capacity due to frequent camping trips, and during my camping trips, I will use my LED lights at night without turning on the car and leaving the hatch open for a prolonged time without locking the hatch when loading and unloading the car. So I had to jumpstart the car a few times already, and I think that caused the battery to lose its capacity. So to avoid battery draining out while it's parked for a prolonged time, and to test the battery, the TopDon 6000 Pro will come very useful. So let's take a look at my current battery state, which has been sitting in the garage for a few days now, and see if I need to buy a new battery or if we could repair it and charge the battery back to its optimal state. So first, to test the battery out, it's recommended that we leave the unit unplugged and connect it directly to the battery. So as you can see, it's only showing, wow, 11.7 volt. And that's pretty low, and it should be around 12.6 volt. And on the screen, you can see that the BT symbol is flashing, and that's because it's not connected to the Bluetooth app. And if we press the button, we could cycle through the different modes to charge the battery. So we have 12 volt normal, 12 volt repair, 12 volt supply, and 12 volt small, 12 volt lithium ion, and 6 volt normal. So we'll go into 12 volt normal, and to charge the battery we simply plug the unit to the wall outlet and double tap the button, and this is a quick way of doing it, but I wanted to show you guys the app to see more detailed information about my battery. So once you download the app and install it, and we could connect it to the unit by Bluetooth by pressing this button here, and TB 6000 Pro, select that, and now it's showing it's connected and the BT symbol is not flashing anymore. And in the app we have smart charging, quick charging, and testing option. And what we want to do is we want to first go into testing option and take a look at the battery test that we just did, and I'll go through some of its keynotes and just hit next. And to do the battery test, there's a few steps that we need to do. So battery type is regular flooded, battery standard is, we'll leave it at CCA, and battery rating is, this is 620, so 620 cold cranking amps, and hit next. And it's saying voltage is too low. Please charge your battery first to have accurate test result. We hit confirm, and I'll go through that testing phase and it'll show you what the current voltage is at, and this is showing 11.82. It's slightly different, I don't know why, but it is close. And state of health is only at 54%, state of charge is 0, test value is 457 cold cranking amps, which should be 620, and battery voltage is 11.82 volt, and internal resistance is 6.5 ohms, which is not ideal. And we could also save this information so we could compare it when it's fully charged. So let me get out of this, and to charge the unit, we have two different options. So first, we have smart charging. So if we hit that, my information here has been saved. Battery type, battery standard, battery rating, is all that has been saved. And you can also set the start time if you want to charge the battery during the night when the electricity rate is cheaper. And we have charging management, so 12 volt 6 amp normal, 12 volt repair, and all of that. And if we go down here into the manual mode, you could select a few different options here: maximum voltage, maximum current. But if we go into expert mode, you can't really dial into how you want the unit to function. But all this is a little too advanced for me, so let me get out of this. And now let's go into quick charging. And in quick charging, you also can set the timer, and it has all the charging modes, and it also has manual mode. But once it's plugged into the wall, we could press the start charging button and it'll start to charge. But let me get back onto the smart charging, because I believe this will show before and after charging data comparison. So I think I'm going to charge the battery with the smart charging option so that we could view the comparison later. Oh, and before we start charging, I do want to test the charging test and cranking test as well. So let's do that first. So first we're going to crank test and all that, and yes, next. And it's asking to turn off all electronics and start the vehicle. And it'll say turn off all system, press confirm, and then start the vehicle. Press confirm, and then now we start the vehicle. Alright, and it's showing normal cranking voltage. Shows cranking voltage 10.9 volts. I think that might be a little too low. And cranking time is 931 milliseconds. But it's showing normal, so we'll go ahead and hit save. And we'll redo this test when the battery is fully charged. And then now let's go into charging test. So yes, next. Start the vehicle, turn off all electronics, and turn on the electronics. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so for charging test, it first asked me to turn off all electronics and then start the car and rev the car to 2500 RPM, and then after that it was asking me to turn on all electronics, so like the headlights and anything else. So I did that, and as far as the charging voltage goes, it's showing normal at 14.6 volt, and load volt, same thing, 14.6, and ripple is 88, so this is good. So I know the alternator is working just fine. And let's go ahead and hit save. Awesome. Now let me get out of this, and now we're going to use the smart charging to charge the vehicle. So let me first plug the unit into the wall outlet. Okay, now that it's plugged into the wall outlet, it's charging automatically because the battery was already low. So if we go into smart charging, yeah, you can see that the battery level is 50. Charging time is 0 because we just plugged it in. Charge power is still showing 0 because, again, we just started it. And charging mode is lead acid battery. And if we look here, it'll show you the graph of the amount of wattage that's going into the battery right now. And if we tap current and voltage here, this will actually show the current voltage and the amps on this side. And if we hit charge up here, this is where it goes through all the cycles. So first it'll slowly start to charge, and it'll ramp up and provide more ampage into the battery, and then it'll slowly trickle down. And if we look at the unit itself, it's also showing the same information, but only shows voltage and amperage that's going into the battery and the state of the battery. So we're at 50%, that's pretty low. And on the side here, it would blink from each cycle that it's in. And right now it's showing that it's in cycle number 4. And as you can see, it's slowly ramping up to 4.1 amp. And I believe it does pulse charging in the early stage of the charge to break down any sulfation on the battery and goes through the repair modes automatically. So that's very good. So I'll let this unit do its thing and charge up the battery, and I'll get back when it's fully charged.
A few hours later.
Alright, so it's been a few hours, and sorry about the audio in the first part of the video. I totally forgot to turn the mic on. Rookie mistake. Anyways, it's now showing it's trickle charging, meaning that it's slowly being charged as needed. So let's take a look at the report. Oh, and the cool thing is, since the app is connected by Bluetooth, I was able to check the different stages of charging and see the graph in the room, so you don't have to come down to the car to check it every time. So that was very cool. All right, so now we stop charging and let's go back into testing option and let's check the battery. So flooded, CCA 620, and let's hit next. Diminished battery performance. I think from all my camping trips, I did diminish my battery performance. So, but it is showing state of health at 73%, state of charge 100%, and test value is showing only 529 cc, and the battery voltage is 12.6. So we'll save this, and to see the report, I think. Yeah, earlier the Bluetooth dropped, so I did disconnect it and I reconnected it again, and I think the report is gone, but let me charge it again. Oh, here it is, view report. So yeah, I guess to view the report from before and after charge, you shouldn't stop charging. So I'll show you here. So battery pre-testing, okay. And now it's charging, right? And you can see the current going through and the ampage as well. And over here has view report. So this is before charge. So right now we're at only 73%, 529 cca like the earlier battery test shows. And over here on this side is after charge. So lesson learned, and you could actually save the report after, and then you could stop the charge. So after charging and testing my battery, I think the battery's lifespan has dropped due to draining out the battery while camping and just sitting in the garage. But it's great to know the status of my battery, so I should replace my battery in the near future. So in conclusion, I think this is one of a kind battery tender and charger, and don't think there's anything like this in the market yet. And if you have multiple cars or RV that's going to be stored for a long time, it's a great idea to get one of these to keep the battery at optimal state for a long period of time. And if you're interested in this charger, I'll leave the link in the video description for your convenience. So thank you all for watching, and if this video was informative, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to our channel. And for my regular viewers, thank you all for your support and your love. And like always, keep chasing adventures, and I'll see you all on my next video.